All right, so here's my latest find from down in Georgia. A Georgia Peach 55 Thunderbird. And this is just showing you initial evaluation of what all's got to be done. You can see this is somebody's old style body work on here. The front fenders are in pretty good shape, which is great because on these cars it's kind of one piece all the way around the front, and the fenders are, man, they're big money, like $3 grand for a fender if you can find it. Looks like the nose is going to have some repair done. Lower side of the rocker is not unusual. Back into the wheel lip, which some of it's damaged for me using a little bit too big wheel to get it over here. I should say too wide of a tire, but it's what I had and what I could fit on it, so I'm just going to have to fix all that. That's not a dent, that's just some crud in the paint. And then I'll show you how they fixed this a long time ago. Not uncommon. So they took this silver like duct tape, air conditioning tape, and they put that over the holes. Okay, which is not the greatest way to do things, but to some people it used to be acceptable. And then they use body filler over the tape, and it smooths out and it looks great for a while. The problem is it just never, doesn't fix it, right? So they make a patch panel that goes all the way down on the bottom here. It comes up over the top, takes care of the upper fender lip, and then all the way down the rocker. So that'll have to be done. These doors, I would imagine, are done the same way. They make door panel patches. Rear of the trunk, I could tell when I got there it had mud in it. That's what happens to body filler eventually if it's too thick, not done right. Okay, it starts cracking out. You can see it's got a hole here, and then if we look at this side of the trunk, you can see where it's starting to crack out right there. That's probably exactly the same way. Always like these cars because the exhaust really comes out through the back bumper. Kind of dig that, nice and sporty. Gonna have to get about the same thing down this side. So the rear lower rocker is pretty bad. This, I could tell, had filler in it when I picked it up, and then you can see it cracking out right there. So that patch panel probably goes up about that high all the way across. Makes new fender lip. And then again on this side, probably all of this rocker needs to be replaced. There's a lot of, there's mud down in there, so that's not bad. I looked at the inner fenders up in the front. They look pretty good. There's a couple of floor supports that need to be done, but only partials. Interior needs to be redone, but it's there. The floorboards look pretty solid, and then inside the trunk looks pretty solid. Okay, so that's the starting point, right? Messing around with the old Thunderbird, looking at the floors. Just show you how some people do stuff. First glance, they don't look that bad, right? The rears look pretty good, as a matter of fact. I gotta vacuum out that part over there. But if we take a close look at the fronts, if you look right there, you start to get a hint at what they did. So that is fiberglass sheet. Right. Big pieces of fiberglass, kind of matted instead of cutting the floor pan out. I mean, yeah, it's a little more difficult to cut the floor pan out, but worth it in the long run. And then if you really want to see how bad it is, you just start pulling this stuff out. So what you really got into there is just holy floorboards. I mean, they aren't horrible, but they need replacing. So, it's either cut out the whole floorboard, which is a possibility, or just go through and put partials in. Just depends. But I'm not leaving that.